All right, guys. It's gonna be a very dry edition. I don't have any background stuff. I don't have anything like that. It's just a trial run to see how this goes. See if people like listening to it. Whatever. If it takes off well, I'll look into buying more equipment. Um, I don't have a name for the podcast yet either. I've been thinking all day. I can't come up with anything. If you guys have like a name or any suggestions that you guys could possibly help me out with, it would be grateful. Leave suggestions in the comment section. DM me, whatever. We're today. I'm just gonna focus on the first round of the NFL draft today. I may talk a little bit about the second round, but it's the second, third round still going on as I speak. I mean, I don't know everybody who was selected in it. I've been kind of flipping back between that game 6 with the Warriors and the Clippers, and the Tigers games on. Just there's so much going on right now, so I'm gonna focus on just round 1 right now. I'm gonna start with my Vikings because everybody knows me personally knows I'm a huge Vikings fan. They selected the center from North Carolina State. He's the best interior lineman in the draft, so the pick was excellent. I have zero beef with it. It's not a pretty pick, it's not like drafting a quarterback or a wide receiver, but it's a need. And the one thing that's keeping the Vikings out of the postseason has been their offensive line, and that's just how it is. I mean, so that's the pick that they have to make. Um, selfish reasons wanted selfish reasons for me wanted them to take Greedy Williams because if Greedy and Rose were both on the field, you ain't throwing the ball anywhere on them. But in the brain, I understand you have to take the offensive lineman. So you take it. It's a good pick. It's a great pick. A+ for that pick. Spielman knows what he's doing over there in Minnesota. So um, I'm looking forward to the rebuild of that offensive line and see how this team does now. Because Kirk Cousins doesn't have any excuses anymore. He's got to perform now that he's going to at least have a halfway decent line with the 2 free agent acquisitions in the center that we just drafted. As long as he pans out anyways, this should be a pretty decent line at least middle of the pack. So he can't really blame a bad offensive line for any struggles anymore. So I'm going to move past that because that's obviously just a homer discussion. Nobody really asked any questions about the Vikings, but I feel the need to have to discuss them as my team. So we're going to move on to the obvious one that everybody's asked me about. I got questions in my DMs. I got questions on my post about asking questions is the Lions pick of TJ Hawkinson in the first round. Okay. So this is what I'm going to say. Okay, I got pros and cons for this pick. Okay, but this is what I'm going to say to Lions fans. Shut up. I'm tired of listening to it. You guys panic over everything. Okay, Bob Quinn knows what he's doing. He made this pick for a good reason. And I'm going to explain to you why this pick was made. But I'm also going to explain to you why there was a better choice to make in this situation. And I'm pretty sure that even people who support this pick know that. Okay, TJ Hawkinson. I ran over this stat a little earlier today. 75 catchable targets in college. 2 drops. So the guy's got hands of glue. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Giving Stafford another weapon is probably the best thing that they could do on the offensive side of the ball. And that's why I'm not mad with this pick, because you couldn't do anything better offensively for this team. Well, what about the offensive line? Like, you guys stay tired of drafting tight ends. Aren't you tired of taking offensive linemen that don't work out every year? Like what? We got Decker, right? He can't even stay healthy. So does that even count? Like, we just got by the way, Lions trade up to get Will Harris, defensive back out of Boston College. I like that. I like getting somebody opposite of Slay. Not going to focus on these rounds too much. Like I said, I just wanted to bring that up because I just got the notification on my tablet. So giving Stafford a weapon is not a bad thing. You guys got to understand that it's not every pick that you feel in your heart is the right pick, is not the right pick. Bob Quinn's been doing this for years. He was the top scout at a championship winning program for years. Like, he's been bringing talent in that's won championships for years. The guy knows what he's doing. Period. Now, I would have liked them to see them take a linebacker in the first round. I would have. Devin Bush. Devin Bush is he's gonna be a beast. No doubt about it. I love Devin Bush. I'm a big Michigan fan, and that's where I wish they would have went in this situation. But I'm not mad at the Hockenson pick. I get it. A lot of anger. Tight end wasn't a need. It kind of was a need. We're running a 2 tight end offense. Okay, we got Jesse James, who got benched in Pittsburgh on one side, so we really don't even have a tight end. He's got an upside. He can catch the ball, but we have nobody on the other side, and that's only if Jesse James can capitalize on his upside, because there was a reason he was benched in Pittsburgh. All right, so you got to give Stafford those weapons. We had Brick forever, who dropped everything. Brandon Pettigrew fumbled everything. Like, we need a tight end for Stafford finally. Okay, we got Galladay and Jones on the outside, Amendola in the slot if he can stay healthy, and then those two on the outside with Carry-On in the backfield. Nobody wants to deal with that offense. No, that's just how it is. That offense now is super scary. Nobody wants to deal with that. And that's where I feel like he was looking for in this pick. Cons of drafting him, he's slow. Okay, he's definitely slow. That's not an advantage in any way. So I understand that you kind of want speed guys, and speed's kind of taken over the NFL a little bit. But you guys got to remember also Gronk ran a 4.68. He was slow. Kelsey ran a 4.63. So speed doesn't always mean everything. It does help. But yeah, I don't like the fact that he's slow. The cons are obviously now we have a hole at linebacker. They drafted a guy today at linebacker who is ranked, according to the statistics here, third inside linebacker. Ranked third. It was a little bit of a reach, but it filled a hole. He's going to be a good player, and I think they reached because there's something special about this kid, and that's why they brought him in. So, you got to think of the positives here. I understand the panic. Lions fans haven't won in forever. So here's another one. Zach MacArthur asked me about the Lions' constant suck. And there's a lot of blame that could go around for the Lions' constant suck. Matt Millen, bad luck, bad coaching. There's so much blame that could go around for the Lions' constant suck. The Fords are the main one. I'm going to tell you, though, the Fords only care about making money. They don't care about winning football games. That's the important part. And the Lions are, in my opinion, as much as I want them to, they're never going to win until the Fords either die or they sell the team. And that's just it, because they don't care enough about a winning culture in Detroit. Okay, we got a coach that seems like he knows what he's doing. A little bit unprofessional, being late for meetings all the time. I don't like that. Bob Quinn definitely knows what he's doing. Stafford's a quarterback that is definitely capable, more than capable of leading the team to wins. He's got a great arm. He's got great field awareness. The dude's definitely a leader. He wants to win. He proved that when his wife had brain surgery. A couple days ago, I think it was, that she had brain surgery. They told him he could take whatever, as long as he wants off to deal with it. He was there Monday. He showed up Monday. Right, I think that was like the day after his wife had brain surgery, or 2 days after his wife had brain surgery. Like that shows dedication. I don't think this Lions suck thing is going to continue too much longer. I'm not saying they're going to win right this year. Okay, I mean, and I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but they're going to be consistent players in the NFC North for a long time. Okay, last year was kind of a fluke year. Everybody got hurt. Jim Bob Cooter's an idiot. They traded away Golden Tate. I know that a lot of you guys think that was a good trade. Sucks getting rid of Stafford's biggest weapon, but my biggest gripe with that trade was that they were like mid-season, kind of in the hunt for the division, and then they kind of got rid of him. But here's what it is: Golden Tate hasn't performed since he left, so maybe it was a good trade after all. Maybe I was wrong. I have to eat crow on that. So enough about the Lions. That's my take on the pick. Wasn't the best pick. There are definitely some cons to it. There was a better player to take. Devin Bush was the better player. Oh, also there were offers for the Lions to trade down, and they didn't take them. I would like to know more details on what was offered, because that could really help influence my decision on whether the pick was good or the pick was bad. We don't have many details on that. All I know is that they turned down. They had offers, and they turned them down. So, a guy named Joe Schultz that I work with, he wanted to ask me about the Denver trade down in the first round. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Denver had been high on Devin Bush for a while. The Lions obviously didn't take Devin Bush. They had Bush sitting there in their lap. They traded down. Pittsburgh takes Devin Bush. And they take a tight end they could have got next round. Not a good start to your draft. I don't know what they were thinking. They needed a quarterback too. Haskins was there still. Locke was there, although today they wound up getting Locke. So, all worked out for Denver in the end. Yesterday I was very like, what are they doing? This could have majorly backfired on them. But it looks like it worked out all right in the end. I was worried for the people of Denver yesterday, especially when the reports came out that they didn't take Haskins because they believed in Joe Flacco. That was obviously just a bunch of bullshit because they traded up to get Locke today. So, Denver's moving in the right direction now. Looks like they got their quarterback. Flacco will probably play most of the year this year, if not the whole year, as Locke sits behind him. So Denver's probably not going to win this year, but they're starting to build something. They're going to lose Bradley Roby because he's asking for like a goddamn fortune to stay in Denver. He's not worth it, Denver. Let him walk. But they're going in the right direction. I would have said differently had I done this video yesterday. But nice to see that Elway's willing to make some moves to put that team in the right direction. Because a lot of people here in Denver were doubting Elway for a long time. Now, for at least 2 years now, since I was here the first time. I lived here the first time. Elway's ability to scout talent and bring talent here, although he did draft Von Miller and he brought Peyton Manning in here, so you can't gripe too much, really, but other than that, he's had a lot of busts. Paxton Lynch, everybody knows how that worked out, and he was supposed to be the future. He's just bust after bust. Osweiler, it's not good. Then he trades Flacco, and just people got here. Trades for Flacco. People here just scratching their heads, so it's good to see them come through with a strong second round today and start going in the right direction. So, Broncos fans, you have a future. Remember that. Okay, and now next question, moving on. The big one of the day. Man, this one makes me want to drink. The New York Football Giants. Man, do they torture their city. I'm just telling you that now. So not only do they make one of the worst trades I've ever seen in football history, getting rid of Odell Beckham for peanuts. Like, you just signed him to a mega deal. Now you're going to take the hit of all that cap, all that promised money. You're going to take the cap hit and give him away after you just signed him to a mega deal and said we didn't sign him to trade him, and then you did it anyways. Okay, so the city had already lost faith in you for that stupid ass trade. But by the way, thank you for making the Cleveland Browns a Super Bowl contender. I said it. You heard it here first. A Super Bowl contender. You did that, New York. You did that. So thank you, because we've been needing. This league needs underdog stories like that. 2 years ago, winless. This year, Super Bowl contender. Who would have known? And then, oh boy. Then they get to the draft day. They get to pick 6. Everybody except for the Giants have figured out that Eli Manning's been past his prime for probably 3 years now. Not that he ever had like a huge prime to begin with. But he did win his 2 Super Bowls, so I understand he's a franchise quarterback. There's a lot of loyalty there, but it's his time to go. Okay, so you get to 6, and you have any of the QBs available to you outside of Kyler Murray, which everybody knew he wasn't going to be there for you at 6, so there's no way he was even on your draft board. You get there, and you have 6 Haskins available. Haskins is sitting there with his family in his living room, pretty much waiting for his name to be called from New York. The pick comes in. They announce New York's pick, and it's Daniel Jones. If I was a New York fan, I would have died of alcohol poisoning. Like, how do you even make this pick? I hate Ohio State with every fiber of my being, okay? And I don't want to give anybody from Ohio State any credit, but I'm going to right here because Haskins is the real fucking deal. And you passed on Haskins for Daniel Jones, the same dude who threw 9 interceptions in a game against Virginia. The same guy who had a quarterback rating of 19 in a game against a 1-11 Baylor team. Seventh in his conference. That's where he rated. 7th in his conference. And this is what you give to New York for your future. I mean, I'm almost speechless at this pick. It took me a long time to figure out what I was gonna say while talking to this, because I don't know what to say about this. I don't. It's that stupid. It's that stupid. What was the worst pick of the afternoon yesterday was the Giants pick. By far the worst pick. Absolutely no way you can defend that pick. There's none. You had Drew Lock and Dwayne Haskins available at that pick, and you picked Daniel Jones. Like, I feel like I know people on a personal level that can probably quarterback better than Daniel Jones. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like, this dude's play, oh my God, he's trash. He's trash. I mean, the guy's not going to do anything. So if the Giants are expecting him to be a franchise quarterback, they're retarded. Plain as simple. There's no excuse for that. Then the Giants' second pick, they pick a dude who was 360 pounds as a freshman, and it was failing drug tests in college. Looking good, New York. The only pick I do agree with for New York for the first round is at the very end of the first round, pick 30, they traded up to get DeAndre Baker. And Listen here, ladies and gentlemen. When I tell you this right now, listen to me and just remember you heard it here. A lot of you don't always agree with my sports picks, but DeAndre Baker's the real deal. This dude is going to be a top corner in this league for years. He's better than Greedy Williams. He's by far better than anybody on the Giants roster. This was a good pick. Finally, they look like they know what they're doing. The other two picks, fucking clueless. I got nothing positive in my notes for the other two. Like, I don't understand the pick for defensive tech. You literally just gave away Damon Harrison, and now you draft this guy, who's Damon Harrison, but probably not nearly as talented. I don't know what the Giants. Don't know. Liked DeAndre Baker. Good pick. I'm done with the Giants now. That's it for that subject. Thank you, Stefan, for the question. Justin Rubel, a friend of mine who lives in West Virginia, he wants to know about what my thoughts would be for Will Grier if he winds up playing. I think that's how you pronounce his name. His last name's fucking weird. It's good talent though. Good kid. I've watched him play a few times. How would I feel if the Lions were to draft him as like Stafford's heir apparent? I don't think that's a good career move for him. I would feel bad for him because I don't think Stafford's career is even close to being done in Detroit. Stafford's been pretty durable most of his career outside of his first 2 seasons. He hasn't missed a game. So for him, I don't think it's a good move. I would go somewhere where I feel like, obviously not the choice, but sorry. But I would go somewhere would hope to go somewhere where I'm going to stand a chance at playing at some point. I don't want to go to Detroit where Stafford's done nothing but put up numbers since he's been there, so he's not going to be benched. Someone who stayed healthy almost his whole career, so he's not going to get hurt. Like, Stafford's literally turned into the Iron Man. Like, he just doesn't get hurt. The dude can take punishment like no tomorrow. He doesn't miss games. It's just how it is. I think if they did take him, though, and something did happen to Stafford, I do think he has the potential to be an all right quarterback. I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar in this league. Justin, sorry, I know you don't like to hear that because he's a West Virginia boy, but I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar in this league. He can be a quality backup. I wouldn't it wouldn't be like, oh my God, Dan Orlovsky's coming in for Stafford. It's not going to be that type of situation. I think he's an all right. He can make some plays. He's a good athlete. Not an NFL caliber starter. I wouldn't mind having him as a backup, but if he really wants to make a career, I'd want to go somewhere where you play him down. Do I think that they can win if Stafford goes down and Grier takes over? No. I mean, they have a hard time winning with Stafford, so the answer to that question is no. They can't win with him. So, moving on to that one now. My buddy Griffin wants to know my stance on the Patriots taking Harry at the end of the first round yesterday when both A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf are still available. Personally, I don't like it. I think both of those receivers are better than this guy. But I'm not one to judge New England. Every decision they make seems to work. Bill Belichick's a genius. I don't really think it matters who they took at that point. I don't like it. They'll win with it anyways. It's just how it is. I would have taken Metcalf. Metcalf actually was the last one to go to the 3. A.J. Brown was drafted first. Metcalf, he struggles with route running. He had a slower 3-cone drill than Tom Brady did. That's not good. Everybody who watches football knows that. Brady is slow. Okay, real slow. In an AFC Championship game, Peyton Manning's final year, I watched Peyton Manning run for what I thought was the slowest first down run in the history of football. And then only for the next drive for Brady to top that and run for now the slowest first down that's ever been run in football history. And they were like back to back, and it felt like it took 10 minutes for those guys to run a first down between the two of them. Like, oh. And he's got a slower three-cone drill than that guy. Okay, so he can't run routes. That can be taught. You better have a good coach, a good wide receiver coach to help with that. He needs some footwork. But Metcalf is, oh my God, is he an athlete? The dude is a monster. Speed, athleticism, hands. Yeah, he's a threat. I wouldn't have took him in the first round, no. Just because he can't run routes. I wouldn't have. Early second, mid to mid second is about where I would have seen him go. I don't remember who drafted him today. I know he got taken today. It was after A.J. Brown. That was Seattle, I think, took him. And that could be key for Seattle because Doug Baldwin's future is in jeopardy because of his injury. So Seattle doesn't know if he's ever going to come back. So now they get Metcalf back. Not back, but they get Metcalf in the lineup. And I think that might be the reason why they took that guy. Speaking of replacing a wide receiver, Kansas City. Good pick today in the second round, taking that wide receiver. Because of the Tyreek Hill situation. So Griffin wanted me to speak on that. It's got to be spoke about. I know we were focused on NFL draft related, but football is the main focus here, okay? We find out a couple days ago Tyreek Hill isn't going to be charged for child abuse or domestic violence against his fiance and his son. Okay, so closed case, nothing happened as far as the authorities are concerned. Case over. We're going to lay this to rest. We're not going to have another Kareem Hunt situation. It's over, right? Yesterday, the audio is released. And it has him saying, you hear the son say, "Daddy did it. Daddy broke my arm." And then you hear Tyreek Hill say, "Yeah, you better be terrified of me too, bitch." Like, these people like this are trash people. Like, I don't feel bad for anything that's going to happen to Tyreek Hill because of this situation. Okay? Apparently, he punched his kid in the face, used the belt on his kid. You don't ever punch your child in the face. Okay? You don't ever threaten your fiance that way. You're a piece of shit for that. Period. Piece of shit. He should be banned from football if this is found true. Period. He should never be allowed to play in this league again. Those type of people don't deserve these opportunities that the rest of these athletes work their ass off to get. You are a role model to children. Act like it. How you gonna punch your kid in the face? Piece of shit. If this is, I 100% believe he should be kicked out of the league. A lot of people I've talked to think 2 games and nothing's gonna happen because it was just audio. I've heard people say they think he's gonna get 8 games and the Chiefs are gonna cut him. I think he should. Obviously, the Chiefs got to cut him. Okay, at the very least, the Chiefs got to cut him. This is disturbing. I mean, the criminal case was reopened. Andy Reid said so. Wow. Yeah, Chiefs got to cut him. There's nothing to say or do to defend that. Chiefs got to cut him. And the NFL should ban him. He should be banned for life. Yeah, those type of people, they shouldn't be welcome here at all. So what a waste of talent. Dude had so much promise to his career. Similar to the Kareem Hunt situation. I don't know how he's still in the league. I don't understand this league, to be honest with you. Neither one of those two should ever step foot on a football field again. And chances are both of them will. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Anyways. Okay, so the Oakland Raiders now drafted Pharrell with the number 4 pick. How do I feel about that? Well, first of all, I want to say that the Oakland Raiders are on their way back. Okay, let's just say that. Let's just say it like it is. Gruden's going to bring this team back. They're making good choices, good offseason moves. They're making good draft decisions. Not the biggest fan of their number 4 pick. Not that the kid isn't talented, but I thought they could. I thought they should take Josh Allen. But Mayock knows more than I do about this. So I'm going to trust him on that. Pharrell's a good player. I just don't have him ahead of Josh Allen. But the Raiders had a good draft. They took Josh Jacobs with their second pick. Running back out of Alabama there. That dude's good. Hey, he could explode for Oakland as long as they get a line that can block decently for him. And they start fearing the pass. They got AB there now. So if Carr can start connecting with AB, they'll have to play the pass, open up some holes for Jacobs. He could be something there. Oakland's on their way back. They won't be back this year, but give them a few years. They're gonna do the Cleveland Brown thing. They're gonna be here. So the absolute last thing I want to talk about today is the Cardinals. Cardinals pick of Kyler Murray. Okay, so this is a tough one to talk about because people are gonna automatically blast me the moment that this comes out of my mouth. Okay, so they made the wrong decision. Okay, and I know some Cardinal fans are gonna be on there. Oh, you were telling me yesterday that Kyler Murray's gonna be a stud and we have nothing to worry about. And all that. Yeah, I did because Kyler Murray is gonna be a stud. Okay, I was only on people's statuses who were dissing Kyler Murray. There's nothing wrong with Kyler Murray. He's going to be a stud. Here's the problem. You had Josh Rosen for less than a year, and you gave him nothing to succeed on in Arizona. Okay, so you didn't really get to see what Josh Rosen was about. You already traded up to get Josh Rosen last year, and now you give up on him already this year, and what did you get, a second-round pick out of him? Like, come on now. No, that's ridiculous. You guys have a lot of holes to fill. You guys should have traded down, kept Rosen, filled other holes. I mean, you got, God's sakes, your offensive line is shit. You have holes. I mean, this whole team is full of just holes, dude, like everywhere. This is the worst roster in football. Clean it up. Get it together. Kyler Murray wasn't the right pick. I don't care if you guys are mad. It's true. Kyler Murray's going to be a stud, but he wasn't the right pick for Arizona. Kyler Murray would have been the right pick for Oakland. Kyler Murray's not the right pick for Arizona. You had a young QB. You didn't give him a chance. Now he's with Miami. And wants him to succeed there and blow up in your face. Again, Murray will succeed, but if Rosen succeeds and you guys didn't fill the other holes, it still blows up in your face because you would have already had a successful quarterback and you would have had other players to fill those holes. You were 3-13. You suck. You fill it. Get those holes filled. Trade down. Get more picks. Start drafting offensive linemen, defensive players. I think this might be the worst offense I've ever seen. Last year's Arizona Cardinals were last in total offense, rushing yards, passing yards, and points. That's only the 4th time in NFL history that's ever happened. So congratulations, you're one of the 4 worst offenses of all time. Kyler Murray's not going to change that. That's a newsflash. Until you guys fix your offensive line. I mean, that's the problem. Fix it. Be done with it. All right. I mean, that's all I have to talk about today. Sorry there was no background stuff. I haven't invested anything to this yet. I just kind of wanted to give a trial run to see how this goes. I was really nervous to do this. I'm a lot more confident now. I think it went pretty well, other than the fact that it's probably boring because nothing's going on. You know how podcasts are. They have stuff like, piquing your interest. Guests. I will eventually have guests on here. I won't be the only one on here every week. I have people that have very good insight on some of this stuff. that want to do this podcast with me. So I will be having guests on here eventually. Thank you for anybody who watches this video and listens. If you guys have any, like I said, this is just pretty much a trial run. If anybody has any like advice that they want to give me about what I could do to be better, please feel free to let me know. Anything would help. This is kind of what the type of thing I kind of, not really a podcast, but I always wanted to be like a sports analyst or something like that with my life. So this is kind of like my way to go out there and kind of connect with you guys, give you a little bit of my sports knowledge. And I try to be as unbiased as I can while I'm on here, because I troll people a lot and totally use my heart when it comes to my teams and who I say is going to win all the time. So, yeah, any suggestions would be great. A name for the podcast would be great. Let people know, share it with people if you guys enjoyed the video or my insight, or you guys absolutely think all my takes were ridiculously bad and wrong. Still share my video. Be like, look how dumb this dude is. Look how retarded he sounds on the air. Every take he had was stupid. I don't care. Just pass it around. You guys are more than welcome to think. I don't care if you watch me every week and think I'm absolutely wrong. Just watch and support and listen to what I have and remember what I said and see how close I am at the end of the year, because I'm pretty confident in a lot of this what I'm talking about here. So we'll find out. Yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll try to do another one soon. We'll see how this goes. Thanks.